Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft Resonant Rise. I'm your host Kieran Dave, and I'm sitting here adding more blood to my pool. I'm not going to make any cute little jokes, but I come back after building the lava drive with Mega, and I'm nauseous and dying, because basically I can't sustain the lava. So I'm sitting here, you can see I have almost no essence left. I was at 1,000,000 before, and just over the course of 24 hours or so, I'm completely drained. I'm not too happy about that, actually. I kind of don't like that plan. So let me hop down here. Oh, by the way, Christmas tree. Yeah, it kind of murders my frame rate even more than usual, but look at the Christmas tree! Yay! Let me see if I can get over here. These chunks are getting pretty dense, but you can see we made a Christmas tree to sort of celebrate, well, I guess a holiday tree. Not all of us celebrate Christmas. But, you know, why not murder my frame rate even more than it already has? Apparently no one gets good frame rates if they look at that Christmas tree. So we're just going to kind of duck out of the way here. So what I need to do is solve this problem of this power system, which is really great, but unless I have passive LP generation, which I want to do, but I'm not quite ready for yet, I have to spend 10 minutes refilling my LP pool every time I come onto the server. To start with, what we're going to need is just a lever. If we could just get that. Oh, wait, I have to, yeah. If we could just get a lever, please. That'd be great. We don't really want to use this force stick, do we? Stick J. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on, game. Get with it. Yeah, we need a lever because we're going to go and turn off this lava system. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to stop entirely. We're just going to stop collecting right now, right? So with all of the rituals in blood magic, if you apply a redstone signal, you can stop the ritual from going forward. So let me see if I can pull out a nice pickaxe here. We'll just dig underneath. And my graphics are a little bit low. I understand folks who are upset, ooh, look, copper, that my frame rate's been low. I'm working to fix it. I actually have a computer almost ready to buy. Let's just inhibit that. Okay. It will be gone soon. That will stop. There you see, as you can see, we're no longer generating lava because we've inhibited a redstone signal. This is full. I haven't replaced it yet, but that's fine. What we really want to do is think about how to make it so that when our batteries are full, we are no longer outputting or working on power. Now, I think that the thermal expansion engines, I did some of the math, they're fantastically efficient. I don't want to get rid of those. But I think maybe the conduit is the problem. Because basically these thermal expansion engines, they aren't very smart, right? In fact, let me go through here right now with a wrench. And let's turn these guys all off. Basically, the problem is that because these redstone engines aren't very smart, they just continue to do work all the time. And they take, I want to say, 5 millibuckets every 5 seconds. But if you add that up over the course of the day, it's really quite a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just get rid of all, disconnect them, right? We'll put them back on in a sec. But what we want to do here is pick up all that conduit, get rid of this, get rid of this. There we go. Maybe we'll even move that in a sec, but let's at least turn these guys off. So we can do that by just telling them, hey, I need a redstone signal to run. Hey, I need a redstone signal to run. Hey, I like how it saves the UI even between blocks. That's kind of neat. I wonder if that's a bug or intentional, because if that's real, that's very convenient. But yeah, so even if they throttle down, which they do, it isn't enough. What we actually need to do is come up with a better plan here. Now, I think I actually know exactly what we can do to solve this problem, and I'm kind of stoked to do it because it's neat. What we need to do is hop upstairs, and let me just run up there really quick. I need to do a couple other things anyways. Mostly, I'm going to see if I can do anything about my frame rate before we go on with the episode. One sec, folks. All right, folks, so what I've done is I decided that we're going to be using EnderIO to solve this problem. So I put the two machines up out here, and oop, let me just cap my little... close off the area behind my wall. It's a bit of a mess back there. You wouldn't want to be scaring anybody into thinking that maybe we're not totally organized, right? Don't worry about it. So yeah, right now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get my hands on some silicon, which we're going to need for other things. Now, one of the best ways I know of to get silicon is to run clay. And each time it runs, you have a chance, you get 3 clay back out of a clay block. And you have a chance to get some silicon in fairly large numbers. So hopefully we'll get a few more, although I'm not seeing much show up here. Hopefully we'll, come on. There we go. So you can see it's about it's like a 1 in 4 chance. So generally you get back most of your clay. and a bunch of silicon. We can also run some sand if we don't get enough. Why do we need the silicon? Well, we're going to be switching battery types. If I go at Ender, by the way, did you know this? This is how you, if you don't have inventory tweaks anyways, this is how you can look at a mod. We're going to be using this capacitor bank, which is a really interesting multi-block. In order for this thing to work, we're going to want coal dust and basic capacitors. So yeah, we're definitely going to want a bunch of these things. So each one of these is 2, so we're going to need just a ton of this stuff, huh? But it's not too bad, I think. But mostly, we're just going to need a lot of gold, I bet. But yeah, we're going to be switching to a capacitor bank. Now, that's not all that we're doing with this. So if we look at this EnderIO here, oh, sorry. Oh. If we go EnderIO, there's a couple of interesting things about this capacitor bank. If we use EnderIO conduit, such as energy conduit, which, by the way, stacks neatly with all the other types of conduits, including fluid, item, and redstone, then we can get, we can also then use these, where are we at? Here we go, power monitor. The power monitor is a really, really powerful thing, which allows us to control like basically emit redstone signals and control the things that are powering our conduits. I'll show you how that works in a second. But first, let's build each one of these things. Capacitor bank. I think the maximum it can hold is 500,000, so 5 million RF, not really that much. So let's say we're going to build 4 of these to start, to store 2 million RF. Just for reference, our hardened energy cell here holds about 2 million. So 4 of these will equal one hardened energy cell. That's why I use the thermal expansion batteries. They're really, really good for their size. They have high energy density, as we say. But still, we should be able to get these. If we need 4 of those, well, then we need 16 of these, which means we're going to need 32 basic capacitors, which means I'm basically going to be sacrificing all my gold. Let me just go ahead and do this. So we got gold. Let's toss in this, and let's just, I don't know, let's just weep as we do this. Let's just put a nice stack of those. I think otherwise we'll have all the metal. I mean, I'm not so short on gold, but I had a bit of a flood situation, and ever since then, well, I don't necessarily want to talk about it too much, but ever since my flood situation, we've been having a bit of an, I haven't been able to run my auto miner. I have to repair it. All right, so we said we need about 32 of these. So let's see if we can go ahead and run through with 32 of these. Oh, 17. Another stack. This is not the cheapest mod. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So now we want to use these to make, well, yeah, we'll focus on these first. Now, in order for this to work, we're going to need electrical steel. This is a bit of a thing, right? We're going to need a bunch of this stuff. These are not too bad, but we're going to need, as you can see, we need a ton of silicon, we need coal, and we need iron. So let's go ahead and grab coal. And we're going to be using the alloy furnace. We have silicon and we have iron. As you can see, I'm getting perilously low on iron. It's actually kind of frightening to watch my reserves dip so low. Here's our alloy furnace, which is a pretty cool device if you ask me. So we go here, here, and let's just toss in that. And now we'll start taking this stuff and throwing it away. We got some more silicon here. We can toss in this sand to start hoping for silicon. Not a high chance, but, you know, better than nothing. And we'll go ahead and re-block all this clay in hopes of getting more of that as well. So we just have to kind of go through and hope that we keep getting silicon, because we're going to need a lot of it for the various things that we do. But fortunately, the electrical steel doesn't take too long to make. Are we automatically importing it somewhere? Oh no, it's just slow. All right, folks, well, I'm going to let this run for a minute, and I will, as soon as we have enough electrical steel to make these builds, which I'm going to need if I want to make, Let's see, with the capacitor, I'm going to need a bunch of that electrical steel. So I'll be right back once this is done cooking. You don't need to watch that. Well, folks, so I just got the first of my double layer capacitors that I'll need for the rest of the build. And one thing I wanted to mention about these EnderIO machines, kind of cool, is that you can upgrade them over here. So you see this thing right here? This will let us, if we take this double layer capacitor and we toss it in here, it changes things, right? We could pull it out if we wanted to, but as you can see, it takes substantially more. And if you look, you'll see that this actually goes quite a bit faster. So you can actually upgrade these machines with better power storage. And as they get better power storage, they use more power at a time. So this will substantially cut down the time. It's not going to be any different for you, but while watching me, right? Because I'm just going to cut most of the waiting out. But if you start trying to do these, because these conduits are actually really, really cool. And I'll talk a little bit more about why in a minute. If you start doing this, then naturally you're going to not want to wait around forever for all this stuff to smelt up. So I'm obviously going to keep letting all these things cook, and I got more silicon to make. You know, I got a little bit more to put together here. We're almost done with the clay that I pulled up out of the ground for this project. And once I have all the pieces I need, I'll plonk down the quad capacitor. So I'll be right back. All right, I think I got this under control now. And then we'll start worrying about the conduit. So there we go. We have 16 there, which should be enough, I think. So if we go bank, yeah, like so. Yeah, it ought to be enough. But we do need the blocks of redstone. So let's go ahead and make 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Toss those in. And we can make 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that was kind of a pain, so I'm not going to make too many more of these right now, but what we should be able to do, at the very least, is sort of run downstairs, and let's go ahead and remove these things. Let's see, where's my wrench? There it is. Just kind of take these up, this too. And let's set it back a little bit against the wall here, but I think this would be the right place to put it. So we want to have 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, it sort of forms this cool multi-block structure. And the max input and output we can have, this is in mind joules, I think still, but it will speak redstone flux. So it should be the case that if we put this here and then turn the bottom mode to output, yeah, so right now set to that, we can set it to output, that this guy should start, well, nope, you can see he's gradually starting to fill up. So yeah, quite a few MG to fill up there. It'll take a while for that to drain, but we'll transfer that into this soon. And if you break it, it actually will preserve it. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that. So this is kind of slick. It'll break it up into even pieces. So let's go ahead and break that piece right there. Slowly, so slowly. And as you can see, that has 5300 MJ. And the rest of the block, if we were to take a look at it, is slowly filling up as well. So it actually does portion it out. You can move them. You don't lose a lot by doing it this way. It's just that this is so compact compared to the alternatives. So that's going to also have a nice visual indicator that things are happening. Now, the next thing we're going to want is a power monitor. And the power monitor is going to be able to basically watch this system and tell us how close we are to being full. So that if we do get full, then we can send a redstone signal to these engines to turn them off. Let's go ahead and make that. So in order for us to make it, we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need some energy conduits. We're going to need things that we already sort of need. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we need. We have silicon. We should have some electrical steel still in here. Yeah, we still have a few pieces, but why don't we go ahead and grab a little bit of the silicon and like finish up this run of electrical steel. Let's just, I don't know, grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Let's just make 10 more electrical steel for the safety of it, right? Because we're probably going to need some more soon. It's good stuff, etc., etc. But in order for, we're going to need to make energy conduits. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the conduits we need to make. Now we're going to want redstone conduit, the insulated kind, and we're going to want energy conduit. I don't know if we need the enhanced. So let's see. This takes conduit binder, which we have a ton of from the fluid duct stuff we did earlier in the series. This takes gold. Wow, that's expensive. We could do this. What's this one take? This one takes conductive iron, 2 redstone and iron. Obviously, that's more attractive, And then what does this take? This is the redstone alloy. This takes redstone, which is redstone and silicon. Ooh, okay. In that case, why don't we actually, given the fact that we're kind of low on silicon, well, the thing is, 128 mine joules a tick is actually quite a lot, right? I mean, that's not messing around. I mean, it's not 2048. It's not a boiler, but this makes 4 per. So why don't we? So that would, if we wanted to have, say, 16, we would need to get and give up. Oh gosh, it's quite a bit of gold, isn't it? So a little unfortunate. So you need to take 12 gold. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go for broke. So we're going to want to make this. So we're going to need to get, I guess, 12 redstone, glowstone, and gold. No, we don't need fluid. We need redstone. Let's see. We just need that much. Probably not the best way to do it. Glowstone. Take out half. 12 of those, and then gold. Take out half a stack. It's almost just faster to count it out, right? So that should be able to do that. And it looks like our steel run is done. So let's go ahead and toss these things up in there and take our electrical steel out. And that'll start running. And that'll go pretty fast, I think. At the same time, we should start getting our activated redstone alloy. Now, I took the liberty, I hope you don't mind, of putting down another, I guess, alloy furnace in the corner, which I haven't upgraded because obviously I'm a little bit hurting for the resources we need. But let's go ahead and just, yeah, let's make 20 of them. That'll be great. We'll toss this over here. And we can just go ahead and start cooking these up because we're going to need the redstone ones as well. Yeah. Because what we want to be able to do is carry that redstone signal from the power box. Right. So those are the things that are going to start cooking up. Let's go make sure we're in all. Is that right? The activated redstone? I thought that was what it was. So we're looking for the conduits. I'm sure it's right there. Yeah, here we go. So the redstone conduit, which takes redstone alloy, which is, oh, it's interesting. Why is that not? Oh, it's not running? Huh. I must have not connected it. Derp, 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 derp. That's why. Well, that's easy to fix. Sometimes I record in the evening, and after a long day at work, I'm a little more tired than I probably should be. So please do forgive me my occasional derps. There we go. Ta-da! This one will, of course, take a little bit longer, but this one's cooking along at a merry pace. We actually got almost enough for the whole run. So why don't we go ahead and start connecting these things up? In the meantime, I'm gonna let these cook. Actually, yeah, let me let these cook. We'll get what we need. We'll make the things that we need for the power monitor, and we'll start putting the whole system together. One moment while this all cooks. All right, folks. So I think we're ready here. So let's go ahead and go power monitor, right? Now, I have a bunch of this stuff. We're going to need a machine chassis, which I will make. We're going to need, what is that, by the way? Tesla coil. Huh. I guess that's a new icon. I need another one of these basic capacitor doodads, which is just wrecking my gold supply. No problem, right? Yeah, I could just mine more. And we're going to need an MJ reader, which requires a couple things here. For one, we require the electrical steel, the glass panes. I think we got that covered. A redstone comparator. Well, let's make sure we have the torches, but 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, that should be easy enough. Make sure we toss the comparator in there. Now, I have my fancy alloys here, 15 energetic, 2 conductive. I actually think I need 3, huh? Yeah, let me make that really fast, and then, because I do need one thing. One sec. Ugh. It is a little late. Let's see, I need, let's grab 2 iron and redstone. Yeah, I actually have unfortunately been having a bunch of problems with recording lately, which is one of the other reasons that I've been desperately trying to improve my recording situation. I've had we had a whole Christmas special thing done, and my recordings just died. We did a Christmas tree thing. We did it on camera with Sace and everything, and sadly, I can't show it to you. Hopefully, Kane also recorded, and he'll get you the whole thing. I hope. I'm asking him to, because he has it all as well. All right, so power monitor. For that, we're going to need one of these. So we need an energy conduit. These are not the ones we'll be using, but they're just there sort of as components. But then we will be using these insulated redstone conduits. Now I have enough to make, I should just make all of these. That's right. That should be enough. Delightful. And then I think we have everything else we need for that. Except for, of course, the silicon, which I'm holding. Ta-da! MJ reader. Not very useful since we don't use a lot of MJ. But if we were to go for brick, we can toss this out and go for stone bricks. Oh, there we go. Now we have a power monitor. Now let's also go ahead and make our conduit. It's pretty straightforward stuff. We just need to make this, and we'll make all of it for now. And then we want to look at this. And, well, we actually should have... Wait a sec. I know we have more redstone alloy than that. What happened here? Don't we have any more? Okay, well, we already have that. There we go. Derp, derp. And, okay, so let's go ahead and walk down here and start connecting up the things that we need. So I think this is such a really, really cool block. I really can't wait to use it. Let's go ahead and let's plonk it down right here and connect it. It has to be connected to the EnderIO world via EnderIO conduit. Ooh, look at that. Huh. It's full. And now it's emptying out. No, yeah, it's getting lower because this guy wants to be filled up. He has an internal capacitor as well. He actually stores and monitors everything on the network, which is really interesting. I think it's kind of surprising actually how that all works out. So he can look at all the machines and all the things. Now there aren't too many things in EnderIO, so this is only sort of useful. But check this out. So what we can do here is say engine control. We can emit a signal when the storage is less than 75% full. That seems fair, right? 75% full. Stop when the storage is greater than 99% full. So what we can do here is we can say that when the storage, which we have capacitor bank storage, is less than maxed out, when it's less than 75% full, it'll emit. It stops when it's greater than 99%. So yeah, this means that we can basically just store a ton of power in this block and then spit it back out. How cool is that? And I think what's really cool about it is that this thing can act as a power bridge, so we can plug that right in there, right? And so now that's plugged in, no problem. That'll be receiving power exactly as we expect. I don't have my wrench out at the minute. So then what we need to do is basically have it so that when this guy's emitting power, or a redstone signal, then these engines will be disabled. So right now we have them set to exactly what we don't want. We say require a low signal is what we want. Now these are going to start, of course, burning, which is not ideal considering the fact that it is my life and potentially my nausea. But we'll deal with that problem in a second too. So let's go ahead and pull all these off, like so. So now these are all on, but pretty soon they're going to be given a redstone signal. So watch, we will go like this. Just as you might expect from any conduit, we can go with a shift clicks here and a shift click there. Here a click, there a click, everywhere a click click. We have, God, that model's really cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool looking stuff, I gotta say. It's really gotta be said that that's cool looking. So now we should have power flowing through. And it will be flowing directly into here. As you can see, it is sort of going out and somewhere else. I wonder if I have to change my routing. Conduits are filling up. So we have 30,000 in conduit that has to fill up. There we go. Now the machine buffers will fill up. I wonder what that is. This should be going up. I wonder if this guy is perhaps a little bit drained and he's filling up. Because if so, then that would change our plans for wiring. No, it's just, huh. Well, I'll figure that out in a sec. Let's go ahead and do this part of it. So here we have our redstone cable. Now, one of the things people don't know about, or maybe you do know about EnderIO, is that when you do this, what you can actually layer the cable, just like so. So now we're taking that redstone output and jacketing it onto all of these, right? And we could actually do item and fluid in there if we wanted. So if we could, in theory, be running the lava in there from the front too, which I think is pretty slick. We're already all set up and back there, but you know, it's fine. And it's pretty cool looking what Mega did while I was away. I think that's fun. So let's see here. This is slowly bleeding out power. It really should be keeping a whole bunch of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So the machine buffers are slowly filling up, and that I'm not sure exactly where that power is going. I'm sure it's going somewhere interesting, but we're going to hit the max on that in just a minute. All right, so it's obvious to me that I have set this up wrong, and I just need to, I think what's happening here is that it's not appreciating that connection. So what I need to do is this connection, right? Now, then what we should just do is go ahead and put the power monitor, I guess, right here. Now it should be able to discern if we connect it with a power cable, like so. It should be able to see, yeah, there we go. There's the capacitor bank storage. So now all we have to do is just run the redstone cable right there. Let's see if we can hit that. I think that there is actually a invisible block there. So let's go ahead and break that. Oh, Mega was playing with the invisible blocks, so I'm going to have to run this for now, just kind of up and around. It's a little goofy, I know. But we'll just run it down this way. There we go. So now that should connect us successfully all the way over there. So now, if we look at this, yeah, the capacitor bank storage is gradually filling up. So let's go ahead and turn on engine control. And let's say stop when the storage is greater than, let's see when it's less than, whoa. So when it's less than 0 or 1% full. And stop when it's greater than 2% full. So that's obviously ridiculous values, right? But oh, it lit up. And it will be now outputting to these engines. Okay, folks, I was having a few problems getting the dynamos to react, as you saw. So I think I figured out what the problem is, and it's not actually too hard to deal with. It just requires going through and a little bit of testing, which I have told you I don't really do necessarily. Let's just go ahead and clear all this away for a sec, and I'll show you what I've discovered. You know, it might be wise for me to turn this on during this exercise. Right, there we go. Let's just go ahead and clear this all away. Dot, 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 dot. You can see it's working sort of right there. Let me show you why. Okay. And mine. Okay, so here's the deal. These engines... Oh, did I accidentally pull down a dynamo? I did. That is tisk tisk, Dave, because that's a lot of lava to lose. And let's turn it this way. Well, we'll turn it right in a second. You can see I've been kind of messing with it. So yeah, here's how it works. Weird. He messed me up there. Here's how it works. These guys want redstone signals, but the jacketed insulated redstone conduit will only talk to things that it knows about. I'm not quite sure how to get to talk to the other things, but what I do know is that if I go like this with these uninsulated wires, then I can actually get this to work right. So if I go ahead like this, and then let's go ahead and put this here, these guys, let's turn this one here. There we go. Now, this uninsulated or unjacketed wire, when connected, like so, as you can see, will immediately turn all of them off. Perfect, right? Exactly what we want. Because I remember, if you recall, I set up some pretty ridiculous settings over there. So let's go ahead and toss this here. Well, nope, not quite what I wanted. And then one more right there. Right. So as you can see now, this is cool because with this setup, we have exactly what we want. Let's see. Also, note that we have this power monitor and the power goes in here. So let's also go ahead and pull out from here down to there, like so, and then onto there. So now the conduit is outputting there. Now, if we go like right here, then we can make that power output only. Now, I don't think that affects the conduit. As you can see, no. And so now let's go ahead and put more rational values. Emit storage when signal is less than 70% full. Well, let's just say 50% full. We'll let it, well, you know what? No, we have a power buffer for a reason. When it's less than 33% full. Stop when it's greater than 95% full. So that should be pretty nice there, right? So now we're not, as you can see, this little light turns off immediately. And it looks like, well, with the exception of this guy, who is probably set up with the wrong signal here, he wants low. Oh, probably he's just not getting power, or getting lava, because our lava system is not getting anything exported into it right now. Yeah, he'll get lava soon. These guys are just going to burn through their lava. They'll be cheerful about it, etc., etc. But yeah, it's not too big a deal. Whoa, whoa. Right. So with this, we now have output into our dimensional conduit. We have a huge amount of storage with a pretty high max input and output. Let's go ahead and set the max output. Yeah, we can basically turn it on to it's already at, and it's doing an input and an output. It's not looping back on itself, which is great. And it shouldn't be burning down at all. So basically this system's just going to go ahead and fill itself up. And when it's done, this little light will come on and it will inhibit itself. I may go ahead and clean this up a little bit, although I'll have to cook up some more conduit in order to get that to work. But as you can see, it's pretty cool how we can just, you know, ba-boom, we can just magically link all these conduits together and they'll just work and we can overlay them. I gotta tell you, I like this a lot. In some ways, this is better than Forge Multipart. But okay, now that that's all taken care of, the last thing we need to do is make sure that in our system, we don't produce lava if it would cause me nausea. So we want to keep at least a few thousand LP around for emergencies, right? So let's go ahead and get that done. Alright folks, I was messing around with doing some other stuff with blood magic to suppress the ritual, but it's buggy, so I'm going to have to go away and talk to him a little bit about it, because it's obviously not working right. But as you can see, we're starting to get lava back on, because I've started to tap this tank, this emergency supply, and we're going to flip off that suppressor switch. And immediately, of course, my LP pool is going to start taking a hit. But you know what? That's the price of progress. As you can see, it takes 1,000. So we're going to gradually start to lose it there. That's okay though, because we're going to start filling these up. And unlike before, this system isn't going to stop or isn't going to completely drain me dry. It's going to finish filling this up, which as you can see, we've made a very credible start on, right? And then it's going to take all that and go ahead and suppress the engines when the power monitor sees that it's above the certain threshold, which in this case is around 95%. So we're actually not that far from the cutoff point. With that, folks, I think I'm going to call it a day for now. It's late here. I sort of lost a bunch of footage that I was going to otherwise show you, so I put this together because I definitely was tired of logging in and immediately having all sorts of horrifying nausea. Folks, if you like this video, even this thrown together video, please like or subscribe. I definitely appreciate both those things. I love comments too. Please go ahead and talk to me on the comments and tell me about things you'd like to see next. We'll be doing the Blood Magic armor soon, more Ars Magica, and starting to work on the new Sky Base, which I was going to get started with, but this build got in the way. This should be substantially better than before. And next time you come back, you'll also see that I'll wire this up into the other power sources and get rid of my nether lava tap entirely because I don't need it anymore. We'll also think about what we can do to manage our situation with, we have this definite problem with LP and that I have to go and tap myself to make the LP. We will be dealing with that very soon, probably within the next episode as well, if I can find time to squeeze it in, because it's a It's a long build for me, but for you watching, it's not too long. So please like, subscribe, give me a comment. I'm happy to talk to you about anything that you want to talk about. If you have questions about the mod pack, go ahead and do that. If you have support questions about the mod pack, you should probably go to the resonant-rise.com forums and talk to us there. We can help you better than I can in the YouTube comments. Or go to the Google+. We also love talking to you there. Thank you very much, folks, and I hope to see you next time.